Hi, this is Gabe Oberfield, one of the hosts of the Tuesday webinar, Business in 25, here at Schoeneck King. I had the pleasure of hosting the program on June 10th, and during the course of the program, we had a number of really insightful presentations. One from John Riley, my colleague in our immigration practice, discussing efforts on the part of the Trump administration to restrict travel from certain countries. That was essentially breaking news over the course of late last week. And we heard from John about what that means, especially to all of you. Later in the program, we heard from Tom Iran, former chair of our labor practice and a regular on the webinar, discussing a Supreme Court decision concerning discrimination in ways, or the decision, I should say, was one that had permutations that weren't totally expected. And it was Tom's role to walk through those, and we were glad he could. Right after that, we heard from Jensen from our Albany office, and she spoke about bill language that's making its way through the legislature in New York State that would theoretically, if ultimately signed into law, make it easier to buy a variety of different types of alcohol at supermarkets, something that we see in other states, but that we don't see in New York State, where I'm speaking with you from as yet. And then at the end of the program, we heard from Frank Mayer, who is in our tax group and is also based in Albany. And Frank walked through the reconciliation bill that is wending its way through Congress, one that we talked about on the program in a number of different settings, essentially what its implications might be if ultimately signed into law. What Frank looked at was essentially what the tax implications of the bill would be if it remains in its current form. We hope that if you missed the webinar, you have a chance to tune in by clicking through the links that accompany the email where you'll find this recording. We thank you so much for all of your commitment to the program in general. And if you ever have any question about why we're putting certain programming up, what it is we could do better, et cetera, you could always reach out to me at goberfield@bsk.com. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you the next time I'm hosting.